What's up, everybody? Remington from Impulse Creative, and I'm here today to talk about something very important, is the hours in the targeting of your Drift chat tool. As you jump into Drift, you want to make sure that you are fully immersed in being able to use it, and you want to make sure that when it pops up that someone's on the other side. There's nothing more aggravating than engaging in someone in a live chat and then not actually connecting with everyone. So with Drift, one of the first things you want to set up is your targeting for what will show up, but also when during the day that would show up as well. So how I've gotten to this page is I've gone into the settings, which is the gear off to the left, and you can come down to the chat widget, and from there you can choose hours and targeting. So once you get to hours and targeting, you're going to see some of these options. And so you've got your manual online and offline status, which that manual status would be that it's directly connected to the individual reps, whether they're showing online or not. And then you have automatic. So this is a really great way of setting it, especially in the beginning, is making sure that during normal business hours, for instance, you have chat. And a lot of times what I recommend is that you put in the information for your time, and you also make it so that the hours are a little bit earlier than the time you start work and a little bit later than the times you start work. So by doing that, that'll allow for you to have some buffer if people are coming on your website and trying to engage. The other thing to do is you can automatically make the tool go offline if no one's available in Drift as a status. So if an individual user sets themselves to away manually and everyone in your organization is away, then we don't want the live chat part of Drift to pop up and ask people to engage. So you can set that there. So you can choose your time zone right here, and then you can choose your targeting. The targeting is really important because we can make it so that the chat doesn't show up at all for people who are outside of a certain area. And then of course, other people who are in areas, specific to your targeting. So you can do that based on a lot of criteria. By default, the audience is set to everyone. If you have a dynamic segment, and I've got a tutorial on how to set those right here, you can choose those dynamic segments. Maybe you only want to show up to people who have engaged or are in your contact database. You can also make it so that it connects to people who are set up for Clearbit. And then the final piece is you can choose to display based on some different rules. You can define these rules very specifically, but essentially you can create a new one here, and you can, of course, name your condition set, and you can add whatever condition that you want. So if you have Clearbit, you can hook it up to only show up for people who have a number of employees is above a certain number. You could do that based on the amount raised that the company has raised. So if they come to your website, that you're having a different conversation. So you can have a lot of different display targeting set up in here. So you can do it based on scroll percentage on the site, so the Drift chat doesn't show unless someone starts to engage on the pages. So there's a lot of things possible here. And you can make it so that is less than or greater than, and you can also set up additional conditions. So for instance, the Alexa ranking is less than, then we could come in and say the number of site visits since they've been to the website is greater than 3 visits. So if we go through and we save these conditions, this would be the conditions that Drift would check on prior to engaging any of your visitors on the site. So that's all I have today for our tutorial. If you have any questions about this, feel free to let me know. This can get pretty complicated, so feel free to hit me up in the comments or on Twitter as @RemingtonBeg. If you'd like to subscribe to other videos that we've done, you can go ahead and you can do that here. And if you would like to see other tutorials we've done, you can do that right here. Until next time, I'm Remington from Impulse Creative. Have a great day.